The patterns that we see on stock charts are predictive. Whether you're a long-term investor, a medium-term swing trader, or a short-term day trader, understanding the patterns that predict price action is an invaluable tool. In this video, I'm going to teach you the basics of chart patterns. We're going to put all of those things together. I'll highlight the best patterns and show you how to capitalize in the market using very simple techniques that I've learned over the last 35 years of trading. Let's jump right in. So, chart patterns can be found on any chart, whether it's a stock chart, an ETF chart, commodities, whatever you like to trade, currencies, Bitcoin, whatever you like. All you have to understand is some basic concepts, and it starts with the inflection point. So when we look at a stock chart, we have inflection points. I'll just draw this on my little blackboard here. So an inflection point occurs when price is going down, stops going down, and starts going up. We call that an inflection point bottom. And when it stops going up and starts going down, we call that an inflection point top. And we're going to use these tops and bottoms sort of like connect the dots game to establish a chart pattern. So you can see that I can identify all the little inflection point tops and all the little inflection point bottoms. And what we're going to do in a moment is connect the dots to define the pattern. So if you can draw lines on a chart using these concepts, you will be able to find any of the patterns that I'm going to teach you. There's 5 or 6. And you'll be able to not only pick winning trade entries, but also manage risk effectively. Because of course, nothing works all of the time. We're playing a probability game. And so we know that when we get a breakout of this pattern, that is a good buy signal, but we also know that it's not going to work every time. And so if price falls back down below this floor, then we have a sell signal. We always have to understand and how to manage risk in those situations. So that is a quick example of inflection points. Now, what do they mean? Because it's not enough to just show you the chart pattern and say, oh, this pennant pattern means this, and this ascending triangle pattern means that. What do they do? What's behind them? Well, let's discuss that. So if I get into this concept here of rising bottoms. So if we've got a pattern that looks like this, I can identify the inflection points on the bottom, which are little valleys. And if those bottoms are rising from left to right, then we have optimism. And that's important because when investors are optimistic, they are more likely to push the stock higher than if they are pessimistic. So obviously then, a pessimistic pattern is going to have falling tops. So I can just draw this little pattern here with these falling tops on the chart. That is pessimism. When the tops are falling, you have pessimism. All right, so now the next concept we're going to talk about is support and resistance. So if we've got a chart pattern doing this and it's got inflection points consistently at around the same price, then we can draw a horizontal line there and call that resistance. If we do the opposite again, we've got a floor price that gets hit repeatedly. We can draw a line across those inflection points and call that support. So now we've defined support at inflection point lows and resistance at inflection point highs. So we've now captured 4 important concepts: optimism, pessimism, rising bottoms, falling tops, support, resistance, ceilings, and floors. Now the next 2 are not always so well known. The next one we're going to talk about is price volatility. And this is the important one. What we want is we want stocks that have compressing price volatility. What I mean by that is there is more price movement here than there is here. What that means is that the buyers and sellers have come to some agreement about the price of the stock right there. Now I'm going to show you some real examples from stocks that have made big moves lately to show how to put this in action. But for now, just understand that if volatility is compressing, what you will get is a line drawn across the bottoms that is converging toward a line drawn across the tops. You can see that these lines are coming together over time. Now, if you had a pattern that looked like this, then you've got lines that are diverging, right? If we draw a line across the bottoms, a line across the tops, those are diverging. We don't want that. We want compressing price volatility. And so it can look like that, it can look like this, it can look like this. Either way, the lines drawn across the tops and bottoms are converging toward one another. The reason that that's important is because of our sixth concept, and that is abnormal action. When you get an abnormal price move from low volatility, it implies that investors have some new information, traders have some new information that justifies paying a higher price. Because if you have low price volatility, if the stock's going sideways and kind of boring, nobody cares what's going on. The stock's maybe trading at $2 a share, and then all of a sudden it jumps to $2.50 and it trades a lot more volume than normal. It implies that something got the buyers excited. And because we know that the stock market isn't fair, that some people get better information than others, or at least earlier than others, we know that the people that cause these breakouts have some information that justifies paying a higher price. And as more and more people learn about it, you get more and more people coming into the stock, and that's what sends the stock higher. So what we like to see is a break from low volatility with abnormal activity, ideally from optimism, although it can be a neutral pattern as well. And when all of those things align, we have predictive chart patterns. So now I want to show you what the main predictive chart patterns are. So let's jump back to the blackboard here. So if I've got a pattern that looks like this, it's got rising bottoms towards a flat top of resistance. We call that an ascending triangle. If we look at the opposite, where we've got falling tops towards a flat bottom, so falling tops towards a flat bottom, that's a descending triangle. Both are compressions of volatility, but this one has pessimism and this one has optimism because we've got rising bottoms here and falling tops there. Now the next pattern I'm going to show you is called a pennant. It has both rising bottoms and falling tops, so it is a neutral pattern. We have rising bottoms, which is optimism, and falling tops, which is pessimism. The general trend is sideways. And this is a very important concept. All of these patterns so far have sideways trends. Sideways trends. Traders often confuse this with a good pattern because they say, well, it's got rising bottoms, it's got optimism. Yeah, it's an upward trend, which is good, but we're going to trade these patterns very differently than we're going to trade these patterns because this is not a pattern of compressing volatility. I'll show you how to trade these as well in just a moment. Now there's some other variations, but you'll notice these are all variations on the same concept. They all have to do with price volatility compressing over time. So let's look at some actual chart patterns here. This is a stock that's done really well the last couple of days, the day that I do this video. And what I want you to notice, I'm going to draw this in blue so it's really easy to see. We've got a sideways price pattern here. And if I draw a line across the tops, we've got a line of resistance like this, and I've got a line of support like this, and generally the volatility is compressing. There's more volatility here than there is over here. And then we get an abnormal price break from that pattern right there. And look what came out of that. Now this is a very short-term 2-day, 2-minute chart. And again, I'll show you how to trade this period as well, but just give me a minute because I got to teach you one other pattern first. Now let's look at another example. This is a little longer term now. This is a 30-day, 60-minute chart, but the same themes apply. Boring sideways trading, abnormal activity. Sideways trading with resistance. Let's draw that resistance in red. rising bottoms, we'll draw that in green, an abnormal price break from low volatility, and that starts this upward trend. You see it again here, sideways trading, low volatility, upward move. I'll show you how to trade this as well, but again, just give me a moment. One more example. This is now a daily chart. The stock moved up over the course of about a month. There's the abnormal activity. There's the boring sideways trading. There's the optimism. Here's the line of resistance going all the way back to there, all starting with inflection point tops and inflection point bottoms. And there's the break from low volatility that sent that stock from $3.50 to $11 in just about a month, a few weeks. All right, so I said there was one other pattern that we need to talk about. So let's draw our patterns as we know them: the ascending triangle, the descending triangle, the pennant. There's variations on this. There's a cup and handle, but that's essentially low volatility as well. But there's one other pattern that's not a compression of volatility, and that's when you have a stock in an upward trend. Remember I said I'm going to teach you how to trade stocks in upward trends. What we don't want to do is chase stocks when they are running up and away from their trend line. So that means we don't want to buy stocks here, here, here. We want to buy them when they pull back to the trend line and break off of it. And that pattern is called a flag pattern. So what it typically looks like is an upward move, a little pullback, and a break of the pullback. This is the flag. This is the flag pull. This is the break of the flag, and that usually telegraphs the next leg of the upward trend. So if we go back to some of these charts, here was a flag pull, upward move, pullback, break of the flag. That would be another buying opportunity. So buying opportunity number one was down there. Number two was right here. Let's go back to the shorter term chart. We had the initial breakout, then we had a pullback, flag break, pullback, flag break, pullback, flag break, pullback, flag break. Notice that all of those flag breaks came on pullbacks to the upward trend line. Now there's one really important concept that confuses or messes a lot of traders up, so stick around, I'm going to show you that in just a moment. But first, let's look at this chart example. We have the breakout or the breakout right here. So there's low volatility breakout, low volatility breakout, and then here it is. Goes up, pulls back, flag pattern break. Goes up, pulls back, flag pattern break. Goes up, pulls back, flag pattern break. So now I've really shown you the key patterns that I use, and I've built some special indicators to find these things early. You can learn more about that at stockscores.com. I'll show you my website in just a moment. But the key thing is to keep it simple. It starts with inflection points. Connect the dots. If the bottoms are rising in a sideways pattern, that's optimism. If the tops are falling in a sideways pattern, that's pessimism. We don't want to chase stocks trending higher. We only want to buy the pullbacks to the trend line and the break of the pullback. Now, let's look at one other really important concept, and that is the idea of front side versus back side. So if we've got a trend, let's say we had a boring sideways trend and it breaks out. Okay, so that's buy signal number one. And it runs up and it pulls back and it breaks the pullback. That might be buy signal number two. Runs up, pulls back, runs up, pulls back, runs up, pulls back, runs up. So all of these pullback breaks have potential. This one does not. And the reason is this. When a trend line is broken, so if I draw a line across these bottoms, the moment that that trend line is broken, that establishes this as resistance. And that means that upside is limited. So if I'm buying here, my upside is limited to this resistance zone. If I'm buying here and support is here, then my upside is only 1 times my risk. And that's where there's a problem. Now we're getting into some concepts that get a little deeper. And so I want to invite you to some free classes that I'm doing. So in the month of April, I'm going to do 4 free classes where I will spend about an hour teaching you these concepts one step at a time. I've given you the basics so far, but we're going to then dive into risk management and knowing the right patterns, knowing how to find these indicators that will find these stocks when they first start to break. So if you want to learn more about that, just go to my website, stockscores.com. You can see there the titles of all the different presentations there. And again, they're free. Each one is about an hour, and I guarantee you will learn something. So let's pull up just a couple more stocks just for fun to see if we can see some patterns. So we'll start with Microsoft. Everybody's heard of Microsoft. I just type in MSFT on the Stockscores website and pull that up. And I'm going to make this a 3-year weekly chart. So there's a lot of our same concepts captured in this chart. First of all, we have an up move and a pullback and a break of pullback. That's a flag pattern right there. We can draw a trend line. And we see the trend line is broken there, which means that this is now backside of the trend. This was front side, and so any of these pullback breaks were good, but once we get on the backside, we know that we're limited on our upside. We can also see that there's a double top and a breakdown through a floor price here, so that would be the really strong sell signal on Microsoft. Let's try gold. Gold has had a pretty wild run. We're going to make this a 3-year weekly chart. Now, when did this first break from sideways trading? Well, if we go way back over here, we had resistance there, we had optimism, rising bottoms, and we had a breakout through resistance from optimism. So that was buy signal number 1. We go into a nice upward trend, we pull back, buy signal number 2 on the flag break. Here is another pattern of compressing volatility. We have resistance, we have support. I can see that those lines are converging toward one another, which means that the volatility is compressing. So when we break out from that pointy part of the triangle, that telegraphs the next upward move. So again, if you want to learn more about all this stuff, go to my website. There's lots of free stuff on there. I have a weekly email that I send out where I teach more of these concepts. I pick stocks for you. It's also free. You can register for that at stockscores.com as well. Plus, of course, those 4 free classes. I do these twice a year. So in April, I'm doing a series over 1 week where I'll teach some of these concepts. Love to hear your thoughts on chart patterns, on what you've learned in this video. Leave a comment. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, hey, maybe do that as well. I put out videos every week, lots of free concepts and education. Hope you've enjoyed this video. And as always, trade well.